Welcome back to Jersey Jester's tier lists in 10 minutes or less. Today I'm reviewing the anime that I watched in 2025, so let's get into it. First off, we've got Sailor Moon Season 1. This is a super easy one. This is S tier. It's probably going to stay at the top of the pack. It's goated with the sauce. Sailor Moon is such a wonderful slice of life. It's really funny because the show is technically very repetitive. Like, the action sequences are, it's drawn once and they use the same thing every time, like when she does certain attacks, but I think it's so charming and so lovely. Usagi Tsukino is a big crybaby who's bad at everything, and I find her to be a very relatable protagonist. I love her, and I love supporting cast, and Sailor Moon is one of the best anime of all time. Next up, we have Neon Genesis Evangelion. 2025 was a big year of me watching classics that I haven't seen yet, that I was kind of embarrassed I haven't seen. So this one was pretty mind-blowing. I would say the last 2 episodes suck, but the rest of this is such a spectacular show. It is so amazing. If you're thinking of watching it and you haven't watched it, watch the whole show and then immediately watch the movie. It makes sense. I'd say it fixes the ending. So good, top-tier action and amazing like psychological drama. Obviously, I'm gonna put that in S as well, but Sailor Moon is just so comforting. It's gonna be ahead of Evangelion for me. Next up, we have Pokemon Concierge. This one is just very short show, very charming little like claymation show that Pokemon did, where this woman becomes the concierge at a Pokemon like resort. So cute. Not really very plot heavy or anything. I kind of kept expecting there to be like a secret twist, like actually there's weird happenings on the island, but not every show needs that. You know, it's very cute slice of life. I will put it pretty firmly top of B. It's a good watch. It's nothing too crazy though. Next up, we have Madoka Magica. I've actually seen this show before. This was a rewatch. I think this might actually be the first anime I ever watched, so I already have a special place for it in my heart. It's really great. Again, very like mind-blowing. There is some crazy twists and turns, and the art style, most of the time it's kind of just a pretty traditional anime style, but the enemies they fight have this really crazy mixed media visuals, and it is so cool and so memorable. And I mean, ironically, I watched this show before I ever watched like a real magical girl anime, but it is like I would say a genre defining, not satire, but like twist and like darker take on it. There's a lot of stuff that's just like an edgier version of other stuff. The Boys is just edgier superheroes, but I think Madoka Magica genuinely adds something in a way that a lot of these like edgier satires do not. So I would say Madoka Magica. Second watch, it's hard to say because like the twists didn't really affect me as much because I already knew what was going to happen. I'll just put it at the top of A. This also is just really funny. Watching this really pissed me off because I watched it with one of my roommates who had never seen it before, and after the first like episode, I think he properly guessed all 3 of what I'd say are the really big twist elements of the show, which is insane to me because I like barely saw it coming as it was happening, so that was kind of infuriating. But otherwise, really great time. Next up, we have Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, probably my favorite anime of all time if it isn't Sailor Moon, but I would say Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe does not do it for me. I also kind of hate Rohan Kashibe. I have a love-hate. I love to hate him. I hate to love him. He's like charming but really annoying, and I just don't think the show really added much. Didn't really have new stands or anything. I think it's interesting that it's kind of like explaining a lot of like Japanese folklore and yokai and stuff via the world of JoJo's and stands, but honestly, it's going in D. I'm sorry, I never even used the D tier, so you know this one is pretty like rough to me. Next up, we have Death Note. First half of Death Note is spectacular. I'm sure everyone here knows what Death Note is about, but if you don't, Death Note, this guy who thinks he's a genius, this high schooler, Light Yagami, finds this notebook that basically lets him kill people by writing their name, and this teenage super detective L is after him. It's a real game of cat and mouse. The first half of the show, spectacular, so amazing. Every single moment is like jaw-dropping and like makes me laugh out loud or like really consider the moment. And the second half is such a slog. And ultimately, I guess like you're happy to see the ending, but it's really like, ugh, such a slog. If it was just the first half of the show, it would be S tier for sure, but I'm gonna put it in B ahead of Pokemon Concierge. Next up, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1. Such a fun time. So much BS. The author is just like doing mental gymnastics and like playing against himself the whole time, and it never makes a ton of sense, but it's really, really fun. Yeah, This is gonna upset some people. I'm gonna put it at the back of A because you know what? The whole time it knows what it is. It's not genius, it's not mind-blowing, but it's a really fun, goofy time, and it is tonally consistent, unlike Death Note. Sorry, not sorry. Next up, we have Dandadan Season 2. This was really great. I will say, just as like a heads up, if you're planning to watch Dandadan, you haven't seen it, I'd say that there's a scene in the first episode of both seasons thus far that are pretty upsetting, but if you can stomach that, otherwise it's a really amazing show. There's a little bit of romance, it's a pretty fun action comedy, and multiple times in season 2 I was like, this is peak. They've done it. It's incredible. I don't know how they're going to top this, but all the fans say it gets even better. This was really pretty spectacular. I'll put it like at the top of A. It was a really fun time. Next up, we have Chainsaw Man. Once again, I've already seen this show, but I was rewatching with my girlfriend so that we could go and watch the Reze Arc movie together. Go and watch that movie. Yeah, so fun. I would say it's like JJK, but like this premise is slightly simpler, and thus it's way easier to understand and more satisfying to me. And the main character is really funny. I love power. It's just a really great time, and I'm so excited to see where the show goes next. I'm gonna put this between Sailor Moon and Evangelion. It's so good. It's so genius. It's the male fantasy. What if you just had a chainsaw for a face? It's amazing. Next up, we have the Tatami Time Machine Blues, which is kind of a sequel, I guess, to Tatami Galaxy, which is my actually, you know what? That's my favorite anime of all time, which is a short, like 11 episode thing. This, you can just watch this like a movie. Absolutely watch the first show first, Tatami Galaxy. But Tatami Time Machine Blues takes those same characters and basically just puts them in a recast of a movie called The Time Machine Blues. It's super fun, super goofy. If you know these characters, it's awesome to see them again. And basically it's just a really silly time travel romp with like a perfect time loop where whatever is going to happen already happens, and it is so funny and charming. Yeah, man, we keep kicking Evangelion down the road a little bit. I'll put it right here. I rewatched it with a friend for Thanksgiving this year, and it was super duper fun, and I think anyone could really appreciate it. Finally, for the year, we have Gachi Akuda. So fun. Basically, there's this kid who lives on this sphere, and it's very clean, and there's the haves and the have-nots, and he gets falsely accused of a crime. He gets sent down into like basically junk world where everything is just this huge like garbage dump, and people have superpowers when they care a lot about an item like their umbrella, or he has gloves and it imbues it with a superpower, and it is so fun. The power system is genius, and the characters are really well written. There's a lot of stuff that you kind of just come to expect from a shonen. Like the main character has so much like violence and like anger issues, and it's like really clearly addressed, and they're like, hey man, you have problems. And I can just tell that going forward, if the show continues with the quality that it's already had, it's going to be a really amazing show, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the characters' development. So I liked it a little more than Dandadan. I think if we're looking back on the whole show, I'm definitely putting it at the front of A. Is there anything here I want to change? Evangelion's such a time-honored classic. It feels kind of bad having it at the back of S, but it just doesn't speak to me quite as directly as these three do. So I'm gonna lock it in. So my top 5 anime last year were Sailor Moon, Chainsaw Man, the Tatami Time Machine Blues, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Gachi Akuda. Be sure to check those out if you haven't seen them. They're amazing. Thank you guys so much, and be sure to tune back in for another video soon. Bye!